any cheap tickets for her. we will go to Zoom.
Courtney, what was the difference between the first and second half?
I think they hit us in our mouth that first half. I think we knew they was gonna come out in front of their crowd and punch us, and we knew we just had to respond. So we was down on numbers, but like I told y'all earlier on, we're gonna play hard, and that's what we kept doing.
I don't think you were close to James at the end of the game, but what was his message to you guys in those final seconds? After sealing the win.
What you mean?
Yeah, I actually never mind. You were too far from him to hear. But without Dana and just 8 available players, what does a win like this do to validate once again that this team is just playing with a great intensity that can't really be taught?
I think it validates that for y'all. We already know what we can do. We know we can play with any team. So we block out the noise and we focus on us. So I think, when we win games like this, that's for the people to start, creating their own narratives. But we know what we got and we know what we're gonna bring every night.
Court, I know you love playing on the big stage, and
sure.
Fourth quarter, I think you had 9 of your 11 points. There was the offensive foul you drew where they reviewed it and it went your way, and I believe you took a bow to the crowd. Just you being playful in yourself and having fun with this whole thing.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. It's basketball. You gotta have fun with it, especially because they was booing me. So it's like, if y'all gonna boo me, I'm gonna turn y'all up. So that's what I did with this one lady right in the front. She wasn't showing me no love, mugging me. So I had to blow her some kisses.
What was James' message in the locker room post game?
I mean, like he said in the beginning of the game, like, we can win. And he said, I believe that. And y'all gotta believe it. We believe it. So we got it done.
Did you talked about knowing New York was gonna come out and punching them out. Did anything they considering you played them 48 hours ago, did anything they do surprise you?
Nah, we knew what to expect. Like I said, you go back to the drawing board, you watch film, you see what you could do better. And yeah, you just go out there and play hard.
So in the fourth quarter, you accounted for over 3/4 of y'all's points, 10 points, 4 assists. With you doing more playmaking than ever before this year, how down the stretch do you balance being a go-to scorer and also like the lead playmaker?
I mean, that's just who I am. Fourth quarter, it's time to get to it. It's win time for me. Not saying I try and coast through the first 3, but when it's win time, I don't know. I just get into a different type of mode. So, seen that the last couple games.
And then you guys came into this game, you had the best defensive rating in the league. Just you're coming from Connecticut, obviously known for their defenses. What is the difference you're seeing in what James is asking y'all to do on defense and how you're executing compared to great defenses you've done in the past?
I think we all take pride in not being scored on, and I think that's an amazing thing about this team. Like, none of us want to get scored on. None of us want to be that person, but at the same time, we also understand we have to help each other out as well. And we understand if they can't score on us, they can't beat us. So that's what we try and go out there and do.
Carly Bell on Zoom.
Hey, Courtney. Right when you guys came out second half, Liberty scored and then Wade called the timeout immediately. What was said in that timeout that really kind of got you guys new energy? There was new body language. What was said in that timeout?
He said, y'all came out and did the same thing y'all started the game out with. Came out and shot 2 jumpers. And I think it was more Marina, actually. She said, hey, y'all, we're not going to get it all back in one possession. We gotta move the ball and take good shots. And that's big coming from Marina. So I think we just settled in. And, I mean, as y'all saw, Kahleah turned it up. I mean, she carried us, to be honest. And I think we all just kept giving her the ball and we rolled her wave.
To follow up on that, Kahleah's been a leader for you guys, both on the court and off the court, but to see her, offensively lead for you guys today, what did that mean to you guys just as a whole to see her kind of have her moment this season?
Nah, she been having moments. This wasn't like her moment. The last game, she went out and had a stretch by herself before she turned her ankle. So we know what Kahleah can do. So this is not new for us.
Thank you.
Mike Hughes, last on Zoom. Mike.
Hey, Court, appreciate the time. To kind of follow up on that, I just wanted to ask you, I know how adamant you were about expressing how important it was for Kahleah to be here to join Chicago this offseason. Now that you're seeing her go on this stretch, I even heard her talking yesterday about how she believes she's the MVP in this league, and I think a lot of people are also starting to believe that. Can you just kind of talk about what you've seen from her so far this season and the hype that obviously she's been living up to as the leader of this team?
I mean, Kahleah a dog. Like I said, she carried us in the third. I think we fed off her, and I think we do that every game, right? We know, and I think she knows what she have to do every single night. And I think, MVP Kai, man. Shout out to Kai.
Thanks, Court.
Zoe on Zoom. Zoe.
Hi. My question is just basically, what can you guys take from this game to just basically instill into the rest of the season? Like, what is anything that you've learned from this game about you or your teammates or whatever?
I mean, that we can beat anybody. I think, it's so much hype around the super teams. I mean, no shade, but shade. And it's like, at the end of the day, we here too. You know what I mean? And we're going to come out every night and we're going to play Chicago Sky basketball. So we already woke. You know what I mean? It's just, y'all got to wake up.
All right, thanks, Zoe. Any wrap
Thank
up?
you.
For sure.
Thanks, Courtney.
All right, y'all.
asking questions first, please. Thank you.
What was the biggest difference from the first half and the second?
I think our sense of urgency, our true belief in each other, and we kind of just was like, we're gonna have some pride in the second half. Like we were never gonna give up, but the way that the first half ended, like we were just not happy with it. So we kind of came together at halftime and really like locked in about having some pride and going out there and fighting.
Obviously a very different game from Friday's in that, yeah, it was close the entire game, Friday's game. So was there something that they did to put you guys back on your heels, or do you feel like it was a personal thing? You guys just didn't come correct in the first half?
Our transition defense wasn't the best in the first half, and we watched a little bit of film at halftime, and we went out there and corrected it, and that's what's most important, is being able to adjust.
And then your performance in the third and just in general the entire game, what's the feeling that you get when you are able to put your team on your back and carry them through a challenging moment, whether it's a quarter or being the player that they lean on the entire game?
It feels good. I just have to, I'm prepared, I prepared. I had time. I had my off season. I was doing the things that I was supposed to do. So when the moment comes, I'm ready and I'm built for it. But I have teammates around me that I don't have to do it by myself. I think I'm constantly reminded while I'm out there that you don't have to do it by yourself, whether my teammates are setting me up. It's not just me, that's why the assists are there, because we were moving the ball and they were finding me. So I'm just grateful that I was able to do it, but I know I don't have to do it by myself.
Next.
Hey, Kahleah, the team seems to have a work in progress because you guys have many new faces to go with you, who's been here for a while. Where do you think this team is now after the first 7 games, first month or so?
I think we're finding our identity defensively, and we're gonna hang our hats on that, and we're gonna let the offense come. We're still working on moving the ball and trying to play that beautiful basketball, but we are hanging our hats on our defense because we know that's something that we can control. We can't control the shots going in. Some days they go in and some days they don't, but we can control our effort. We can control the way we disrupt and defend.
You mentioned watching some film at halftime. Just what kind of tape did you watch? What kinds of sets did James pull up?
No, we just watched us get beat in transition up and down the floor, and we were like, we are not about to let that happen again.
And then early in the third quarter, I think James pulled a quick timeout. Just what do you remember about? Yeah.
He was pissed, and then he pissed me off. So yeah, that's how that went.
And did that ignite everything that happened? Yeah.
He knows exactly what to do, and that's what he did. He called a quick timeout, got into us, good, and then we came out and responded.
Can you elaborate on what you said?
Nope.
Just want to ask in terms of your defense, trying to go out against the Liberty, they obviously throw a lot of guards at you and a lot of big wings. What kind of challenge is it with the amount of shooters that they try to space the floor with?
It's tough because sometimes people feel like they're on an island out there, because you don't want to help too much, because if you help too much, it's a three, it's going up. So we just had to really defend, be able to defend one-on-one, and then close out and get there to the shooters.
Thanks.
Carly Bell on Zoom.
Hey, Kahleah, to be able to have this win with just 8 available players, but you guys only ended up kind of playing with just 6, with Robin getting more of the minutes off the bench. What does it say about you guys as a unit that it doesn't matter who's down, everyone has an ability to step up, and it seems like you guys have really just bought into this like next man up, next player up mentality?
I think this is why this group is just so special. Everybody is so humble. Everybody understands their roles, and everybody understands when it's next man up. Like you take Robin not playing. She haven't played. Some games she didn't play. Today in the huddle, I'm just telling everybody, like everybody has got to contribute, no matter if it's 1 second. If you in there 1 second, get a deflection. if you in there 2 minutes, make sure you're making a difference out there. But she has experience and she's a great player, you know. And sometimes it doesn't work out where you play all the minutes, but I got so much respect for her. You know, coming in there whenever her name is called, hitting big shots and defending. So she did exactly what we needed her to do, and just like super kudos to her. Just it's very hard to be ready all the time, but she was ready.
And then to follow up on that as well, even defensively, she held her own against Jonquel Jones inside, which is, you know, a very difficult task for about any center in the league. To see kind of this just full buy-in of defensive mentality, do you guys feel that you guys are on a great trajectory moving forward, or is there more stuff that you guys want to accomplish?
Always more to accomplish, but we do this every single day, every day. We drill it every day. In fact, like we don't miss a day, and it's days where we don't want to do it. You know, it's days where we like, here go the zigzag drill. Like, and it's tough some days, but when you see the reward in the game, just like we doing it every day.
Thank you so much.
Mike Hughes, Mike.
Hey, Kyle, appreciate the time. I know the bigger goal at the end of the day is always going to be the team's success and you guys winning games. But you and I talked about it in the offseason, just about your success as an individual throughout the season and the why not you to being an MVP. And you weren't slick because I saw the interview the other day when they asked you who you thought the MVP was going to be. And I saw you said it was going to be you. But can you kind of just touch on that about your game so far this season and you finally getting recognized as one of the top players in this game?
One thing about me, I'm always gonna bet on myself. That's one thing. Betting on myself because I put the work in every single day. I do it when I don't feel like it. And those are the times that you get better. But I had time this off season to really work on the things that I wanted to work on. So, you know, when they ask me that question, it's just like, why not me? You know? So that's just where I'm at with it. I'm team me, yeah.
And then I was wondering, you know, the last 2 games playing against the Liberty, did you have any conversations with Slew and Dolson, just like catching up with them?
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yep.
Last we'll go to Zoe. Last on Zoom, Zoe.
They trying to leave me, y'all. My family trying to leave me. I got 45 tickets.
I asked the same question to Courtney, and I basically just wanted to know, what do you feel like you can actually bring from this game to use in the future and just help you better yourself in the season?
Just to continue to be a leader, you know, even when things get tough, even when we down 19, you know, continue to be that communicator, continue to be that person for us. You know, it's hard when we win and when you winning, it's easy for everybody to be like, yeah, good job, like go here, do this. It's easy to communicate with your teammates, but when you down 18, 19 points and somebody telling you something and you got to have that difficult conversation within the flow of the game, like that's where it's like true leadership is. And I think we were able to communicate and get through so much during that stretch where we were down double digits, and we were able to communicate with each other, and we were able to get through it. So I just say never count us out of games, no matter what the score is, and just know that we're gonna fight.
All right.
Of course, thank you.
Any wrap-ups in person over Zoom? Thanks, Kahleah.
Thanks, y'all.
first.
James, what was the biggest difference from the first half to the second?
I thought we played more together and we were more disciplined in our schemes. So we didn't settle. I mean, I think in the last, I want to say 17, 18 minutes, because I called a timeout right away because I saw the lingering effects from the first half. And they just recalibrated. Kai and Courtney got everybody on the same page. And, you know, we just showed the kind of character that we have and the heart and character that we have, and we execute.
Yeah, Kyle mentioned that you had a strong message in that first timeout. You care to share what that message was?
Let's play better, guys.
And then in the final seconds, walking down your bench, you once again had a very strong message for your team. Do you care to share what that message was?
I think I asked Kahleah what time do we have to be on the bus.
When you see this type of performance from your 8 available players, what kind of, I mean, I know this team is confident, you guys talk about it all the time, but does it add to that confidence to get a win like this done once again with just 8 available players?
No, we've been confident like this the entire time. So we know that everything, any results or whatever, it's all about us. And so no, it doesn't add anything to it. I guess it just reinforces sentiments, but doesn't add any confidence to us.
Sorry, Dana, is she, any update on her?
She's all right. She's wearing shades. I think it's a migraine, and it's she'll be okay. She'll be okay.
James, along those lines, I mean, does a win like this help this sort of newish team that you have get confidence themselves? Hey, we were down big on the road, we came back and won with a group that's still sort of trying to figure out people's roles, as some of them said earlier?
I don't know. I mean, we felt like, you know, we just felt like we had to do what we had to do to come back and win this game. So it wasn't like, it's hard to answer that question because I think it's more of a reinforcement. I don't think it's just we're a very confident group. So like when they said Dana was out, nobody was panicked or, you know, we see it like, oh, another blow to us. We don't care about that. Like we're confident in every person in that locker room. And I think that group has something special. You guys can see from the heart that they displayed. Go down 17 in the third quarter. You know, people start putting their bench in and like, let's save it for another day. No, we want to fight you for 40 minutes, like literally fight you for 40 minutes. And that's what we'll do.
What do you attribute just the slow start? I mean, obviously you'd seen them a couple of days ago, but what do you attribute the slow start to?
I think we had to be reminded more constantly and consistently about what we had to do to win. And they raised it up a level too. Like they're a great team. So we had to respond. And once they saw success, I think the game got not a little easier, but the vision got easier and clearer. Okay, this is what we have to do to win, and we can't waste any possession. So,
when you say they raised it, like what did they do?
They were more physical, of course, and I thought they tried to get out and transition like a lot, and we had to commit to not letting them get out of transition. So it's a lot of it had to do with us, and yeah.
Hey, as first, so both you and the Liberty, obviously, have most of your faces in the starting lineups. It's pretty clear you've been playing a lot tighter as a team in both games you've had against them. Just what do you think makes that difference? What do you emphasize in practice to develop that?
What you mean? I'm sorry. Repeat that again. I'm trying to.
Just the both you and the Liberty, you have a lot of new faces in your starting lineups. It seems like you guys have been still playing tighter with your schemes, playing more like a team that's more familiar with yourselves. Just how do you develop that? What do you emphasize in practice for that?
Same thing I've been like emphasizing for you have to really sacrifice in order to be like, this is really a team sport. Individuals don't make teams, you know, they can make them better, but they only make them better if they're willing to sacrifice for each other. And I really, really, really want the players that we have in our locker room to have the same respect for Elena Smith as they would have for Stewart. And that's how you grow. You know, that's how you grow as a team. If you see Elena Smith open, you pass her the ball, not because, okay, if Stewie's open, I got to give her the ball. And that's the way we've always been built on sacrifice. And you know, I have a great staff to help like reinforce that. I'm never the most talented or the smartest person in the room, and that's really fine with me. And I just really appreciate the fact that the staff that we have are doing everything they can to make sure that the players stay on the same page.
We'll go to Carly on Zoom. Carly.
Hey, Coach. I know you had 8 available, but you mostly just played with 6, with Robin Parks getting more of the minutes off the bench. What did you see out of her? It looks like defensively she was able to shut down Jonquel Jones inside. Offensively, she was able to give you some points. Like, what have you seen out of her growth over these last couple games, and the trajectory that she has within this team?
But she has no choice. She was going to play, so she didn't have to look over her shoulder. I got on her a couple of times. And she's so coachable. She just responds and, you know, doesn't make the same mistake twice. She made some big shots for us, had some good, you know, activity on the defensive end, and it really helped us a lot. And hopefully for a player like her, I really hope it gives her confidence because she hasn't played in this league before. But I believe in her, just like I believe in all 8 players on our roster today. And, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll play at 5 next game.
And then to follow up, you've talked a lot about Courtney Williams and what she is as a passer, but just her overall basketball IQ is something that is really remarkable. What do you just have to say about her vision on the court, how she reads, and her ability to break down defenses, especially on the baseline?
No, I think, you know, Courtney is really intelligent player, and when she talks, it's best to listen because everything that she says is meaningful, and the way she sees the game is very it's high. It's very high IQ. And I don't know if we knew that she had a high IQ, but I didn't know it was that high when we got her, and so we're really fortunate to go along with the dog that she has in her. I think it's really nice. But, you know, I had some coaches tell me that coached her. They said, like, hey, you're going to love Courtney. And, yeah, we do. We really do.
Thank you, Coach.
Jeffrey on Zoom. Jeffrey.
Hey, Coach. Congrats on the great win today.
Thank you.
I was wondering how much it means to you how the great job Marina's done contributing to the team, especially today when she got shaken up a bit at the end and still did such a great job staying in the game and hitting all those clutch free throws on at the last minute.
So Marina has a ton of potential, and I coach her really hard because I think she can be really great, and I don't think she's tapped into it yet. But we're excited she's with us because she's another player with a lot of heart and competitive fire, and you just want to always bring that out in her. And she did a good job, especially the way she responded in the second half.
Thanks so much, Coach. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Any wrap-ups?
Yeah, James, we've talked about, adding a player potentially. Will there be another player? Would you guys
Yeah, I think we're going to add a player tomorrow.
Okay.
Do
you know
I know who it is.
who? You want to tell us?
No, I'm gonna tell it's Annalie. We're gonna add Annalie.
Okay.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
There we go. And sorry, the rule for a hardship, is it just 1? Can you add 2 or?
I don't know the rules. There's so many new rules. I don't know. I think it's 1, but it may be 2.
But you're just.
Because Christine's leaving.
Right.
So I don't know what the rule is. So forgive me. This is
Well,
part
right
of CBA.
now
I wish.
it's
Yeah, this is the hard part about being a GM and a coach. You don't know. I'm joking. Nah, it's something we have to ask because Christine's leaving. This is new territory when you have a replacement pregnancy player and they leave.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, what can we do? Especially if we get down to 9. And so I have to talk to the league today.
Okay.
Since we're in New York, I might stop by the office.
But for now, it's just Anna.
Yeah, for now it's just Annalie.
Okay, cool.
Any others? All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.